What is a bucket list? So a bucket list is essentially a list of items that you want to achieve and accomplish throughout your life. So these can be things like dreams that you've always wanted to have in your life. It could be experiences. It can be just about anything that you want to accomplish and make sure that is taken care of in life. That's really what a bucket list is. It was started with that concept of what are all the things I want to do before I die, and it's kind of my bucket list to get completed. It's that same concept, making sure that we're creating that list of what these items are and putting them down on a bucket list. So I think in many ways, a bucket list can be a list of goals, personal or even business goals that you want to accomplish out of life. But the bucket list is really, there's a difference between dreams and goals. When we look at the kind of the formula for success, we've got dreams times goals times learnings times plan times act. Dreams and goals are at the top, but they are different. So dreams, and I believe that much of a bucket list is filled with different dreams that you want to have in your life. And the cool thing about dreams is they are the big, crazy things in life that, frankly, you may not even know how they're going to take place or how they're going to come to fruition in life. Goals are a little bit more specific. Goals are going to be, this is my dream. This is what I want to go after. Goals are going to be, here's the specific, measurable, achievable, realistic thing that I can go after that is focused on that overall outcome of the dream. So in many ways, there's some similarities when we look at what types of things can be on our bucket list, but some of it may be closer to that goal realm than it is, much closer to the dream realm than it is kind of the goals, because there is that distinction between what's the big, crazy, hairy, audacious goals, big things that you want to accomplish in life and experiences you want to have, and those tend to fall more in the dream bucket, which then becomes more of a bucket list. I believe that a big piece of why many people don't have a bucket list is they haven't given themselves permission to dream big enough. That, and it takes some time, some focused effort to sit down and actually put it down on paper with regards to the things that, what is it that you want to accomplish out of life? So many people end up not having a bucket list simply because they haven't given themselves permission to be okay with, here's all the things that I'd love to accomplish in life, or really taking the dedicated time on, all right, I need to think about what I want in life and do the practice of sitting down and writing it down, putting it on paper and reviewing what those lists are. So it's really a lack of preparation. It's a lack of permission that really inhibits so many people out there from putting things down on a bucket list. Probably the three main reasons are permission. Giving yourself permission to dream big. And in that, kind of a subcategory of that is having a bucket list becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy in a way. So that's point probably number one. Point number two, it's important to have it because it allows you to focus on being proactive in life versus react. And I think number three is living a life that is meant to be lived. Living a life to its fullest. So let's dive into each of those three here for a minute. The first one, having permission and having kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy. So the importance of having things like a bucket list or focusing on dreams, big, crazy things that you don't know could ever happen in your life. Giving yourself permission to think bigger, to think I deserve these things in my life at some point. And when you give yourself permission to think in that way, your life begins to change, because now you can start creating that self-fulfilling prophecy. I want to achieve this, or I want to experience that in my life, and I'm okay and say that I'm deserving of achieving and seeing those things come to fruition in my life. Now it becomes that prophecy of now who do I need to become? How do I continue to move forward and become the type of person that allows this to happen in our life. So it allows for a tremendous amount of growth and experience that transcends just beyond us in our lives, but into the lives of everyone that we affect, everyone that's around us, in business and life, family, friendships. When we're allowed to grow and expand and give ourselves permission for that, the impact has a massive ripple effect. So the second main really important reason that I see for having a bucket list or a dream chart or something along those lines, where you're really taking taking pride in the process of dreaming, and it's allowing you to be proactive in life rather than reactive, shifting away from allowing life to happen to you to living a life that you want to live, being proactive about what you want to accomplish. So that process of sitting down and writing out a bucket list, here's, item number 1, here's item number 2, here's all these different things that I want to accomplish in life, is a proactive step to really telling yourself, I can accomplish this and I want this to happen in my life. Now we can start to put the plan in place to make that a reality. And the third most important thing is living a life that is truly meant to be lived. So when we think of kind of average age of people, you can really boil it down to about 4,000 weeks is the average lifespan of a human. So when you break it down into, we only have 4,000 weeks. How are we going to make the most out of all 4,000? Going through the process of dreaming, putting things down into a bucket list or a list of items that you want to check off and accomplish in life allows you to shape that life. So it goes back to some of that proactivity and build and live a life that you truly want to live. To know that we really only have one life, one body, one experience here on earth. Having the opportunity to say, this is the time that's been given to me. How do I want to best use that? And this process, the process of going through and writing down a bucket list, of creating your dreams, allowing yourself the permission to do so, really puts that into perspective and allows you to live the life that is most impactful for you and for those around you. So what's the best way to create a bucket list or a dream list of sorts? There's a ton of different ways to look at this out there. Travis Bell has some phenomenal things. He is the bucket list guy. Definitely take a look at what he's been up to in some of his process on creating reverse bucket lists. That is a phenomenal process to go through. One of the best ways that was taught to me, and I will share with you, being a big dreamer was difficult for me, for giving myself permission to say it's okay to want and desire so many different things in life. And it wasn't necessarily a lack of I don't feel I deserve to do these types of things in my life, but more of a lack of knowing what types of things are out there that I could do. Just a lack of experience or exposure to different things. Now, what's really cool about today's day and age is we get to see so many different things that people are experiencing and doing, and have the opportunity to say, hey, that's something that'd be really cool that I want to make sure I put on my list of things to do. So the way that was taught to me that I will share with you today is the concept of a dream journal. And a dream journal is essentially a book, an actual physical book, notebook that you've purchased and is specific for this purpose of looking at what you want your dreams to be in life. And you go in and you label every couple pages a different category in life. So it could be places I want to travel to, or types of vacations I want to take, or people that I want to meet, or types of cars I want to own. I mean, you can any category under the sun, and you start listing out what are some of the things that would be really cool to have in life or experience in life under each of those categories. And it becomes this simple process where you may have one or two things on a page when you first start writing this process out, but as you experience life, as you go through your life, things will likely change, and you'll be exposed and experiencing to so many more things in life. So as you grow, think of it this way. When you go through your late teens, early 20s, maybe into your 30s, you've got a certain level of experience, a certain type of people you've been exposed to or been around. Some of you may have had tremendous mentors who have accomplished a lot of things, had a lot of different experiences in their life. Some of you may have not, but as you go through life and you meet more people and you see different things, your vision of what dreams could be is likely to expand. As an example, I had the opportunity to go to a professional hockey game. I was never into hockey, never really was into going to professional sports and kind of that experience. And this may not be a super big dream for everybody out there, but it wasn't even on my radar as going to professional sporting events and being able to sit down in the front row in for this hockey game, being able to sit basically on the ice and see and have this amazing experience, and went, wow, that's really cool. This consistently needs to be on my bucket list. This needs to be something that holy crap, this was a lot of fun, and I want to have more of this in my life. So that became a bucket list item. So as you go through life and you experience things and you see an experience that somebody else has had, it may be, wow, that's really cool. I want to make sure I put that into my dream journal. And that's the purpose of that. You carry it around with you. You write things down when you see them and say, that would be really, really cool to experience or see or have or whatever in my life. Put it down in that dream journal when you're thinking about it. It has to be written. Make sure that you're doing that process. So that is the easiest, simplest way to go through the process of creating some dreams for you, to create a bucket list of sort, is allow yourself to experience life and create categories and just start putting stuff into it. You can always move things off that list later, but if you think it's something that'd be very cool to experience or see or have in your life, put it down on that piece of paper and allow yourself to go after it. So as we recap, bucket list is essentially a list of dreams and some goals and task items that you want to experience, have, go through in your life. Now, these can be goals, these can be dreams, they can be bigger, they can be smaller, but putting them down into a list that is proactive for you to go after what you want in life, rather than allowing life to happen to you and being very reactive. This is why it's so important. We are only here for 4,000 weeks on average, taking advantage of as much of that as possible to live the life that we truly want to live is incredibly powerful for the impact that we can have on ourselves, our family, and everyone that we encounter throughout our journey of life. As a reminder, the simplest, easiest way to get started in creating your dream list, your bucket list, is to create that dream journal. To just go out, buy a journal, a nice journal that is specific for your dreams. Write out some categories every couple pages. Just flip through, what are some categories in life? Cars, homes, vacations, places you want to travel, people you want to meet. And the list can go on and on. Put those categories down. Start listing out a couple items under each of those that first come to mind. Allow yourself time to sit down and just think and process on this. It's not a quick, go do this in 5 minutes and be done. Sit down for an hour or two. Take some time to think about it. Allow yourself to take multiple days to just kind of contemplate the idea of what you would want in each of those categories, and then go live and experience life. And as you see different things, it would be really cool for you to have, experience, do whatever in life. Put them down in your dream journal. It's the best place to start. And the most important thing is to have the life that you desire to have and live it to its fullest.